Hey guys, so today I wanted to bring you the new Sephora Pro Palettes. Personally, I am a big fan of these palettes. I loved the Editorial palette from their previous launch. It had like lime greens, magentas, some really cool like glitter toppers, and they've released 3 new palettes. We have the new Nudes, the Editorial 2, and the Smoky Jewel tones. The boxes are beautiful. You can kind of see the Editorial one is holographic like it was last time, only it was a silver holographic last time. And then the new Nudes is a nude packaging, and the Smoky Jewels is like a plum packaging. As always, they show you the colors on the back. So if you guys are curious to see my thoughts, some swatches, and a tutorial using one of these, then just keep watching. Now, I have to say that these are a little up there in price. I believe they're about like $50 or $60, but I think they're worth it. I think these make excellent Valentine's Day gifts or anniversary gifts or gifts for anything, honestly. I have gotten so much use out of my other palettes. They're well loved. I love them. So I'm going to go ahead and do swatches for you quickly. I will show you the swatches on my arm close up from each palette. I'm not going to do live swatches because that would take forever. And then I will tell you my thoughts and give you a demo. So let's jump right in. Okay, so let's start off with swatches of each palette. The first palette that I have in front of me is the new Nudes palette. This is what it looks like inside. It's beautiful. The bottom row is all matte, and then we've got a mixture of shimmers and metallics. So let me show you what the swatches look like right here. So here are the swatches from the new Nudes palette. You can see the first row from the gold all the way down to the brown. Second row starts with the peachy pink. Third row starts with the beautiful light violet. And the fourth row starts with the yellow, and it's all mattes. Okay, so my thoughts on this palette right now. I think that a lot of the shades are beautiful. I'm obsessed with Sandcastle, which is this beautiful kind of bronzy shade. It's really metallic, really stunning. Reminds me a lot of one of the shadows from one of the Pat McGrath palettes, like just very buttery and soft. Love it. But then there were some that didn't swatch as well, like Peach right here. It just took a little bit more pressure to get the color to transfer. And there isn't like a matte black in here to complete a full look. There's definitely dark matte browns, which are nice. There's also no like bone shade in here to set the eye. So I still feel like I would need to reach for like an all neutrals palette to kind of add to this one. So the colors are beautiful, but this would not be a standalone palette for me, but it's definitely one that I would use in conjunction with other palettes. Next up, we have the Smoky Jewel palette, which looks like this. Does this remind anyone of the Urban Decay Born to Run palette? I'm just saying, I'm seeing very similar vibes. We've got the oranges, the browns, the greens, the blues, and the purples. I really wanted that palette but never picked it up, so I'm very, very happy that I have this one in my collection. So let's jump on into some close-up swatches here. So top row is the first row. So we've got that champagne, kind of like an olivey gold, orange, beautiful bronzy copper, matte pink. Second row, starting with like that olivey metallic, then like a rose gold, going to matte brown, purple, and some deeper browns. Third row, starting with the metallic green, then going over to browns. And finally the fourth row, starting with an icy blue to teal to like some deeper blues, and finally a matte black. Okay, now my thoughts on this palette. I like a lot of the shades, as with the other palettes, but I had some issues with some of them. This Smoky Quartz shade right here would not swatch very well for me. This Hematite shade didn't swatch very well for me. Kind of this whole section didn't swatch right here. These two blues looked pretty much the same when I swatched them. I didn't really see any difference between indigo and sapphire. So I feel like they could have swapped out one of these with a different shade, but I love this matte black. It's a great matte black. The blues I don't reach for in general, so I don't really mind if these down here aren't amazing. I loved the crystal, the tiger's eye, these kind of warm browns. These greens were beautiful, so I can't wait to play with this one, and I feel like this alabaster shade right here has just like a hint of sheen, so it'd be great for like an all over the lid color. It'd be great for highlighting the under brow bone area, the inner corner. It's just enough to kind of really pop, but not crazy. So I feel like this would be a standalone palette. You have your transition shades, you have your brights, you have your shimmers, and you have that nice kind of base shade with just a hint of sheen to kind of finish off any look. So I think this is a really nice palette, with the exception of kind of the blues that I had an issue with. But still, I feel like you're going to get like 1 or 2 in each palette that you're not obsessed with. And that's okay because you have so many options. So I do think that this is also a really nice palette. Now on to the palette that I am super excited about, which is the Editorial 2, which looks like this. As you can see, there's some really unique, interesting colors in here that I don't feel like you can find in other palettes. So let's start off with the close-up swatches right here.
First row. Second row, starting with the purple. Third row down, starting with the bronze and the greens. And the bottom row, starting with this icy white one, purple, periwinkle, and then teal.
Okay, so this is the one that I want to play with today. I haven't actually used this one on my eyes. I've just done the swatches, and I think the swatches came out beautifully, with the exception of Charm. I just couldn't get Charm to really build up that much. It just, not much comes off when you swatch it. So perhaps it could use like a tacky base or a dampened brush to work better. But these colors are so beautiful. While this, I don't think this is like a standalone palette because you don't have like a matte black, you don't have like a matte bone color, but I love these colors. They're so exciting to me. So this is what we're going to be playing with today. So I'm going to hop off camera, do one eye, and come back to show you the look and how I achieved it. Okay guys, so here is the shadow look. I went with the olives and the teals today because I just think they're really fun shades that you can't find elsewhere. So let me show you what I did. Okay, so first I went in with a Sonia Kashuk blending brush, and I went into Sense, this beautiful yellow one, as my crease shade, and then I'm going to go into Omen on the like outer corner mostly. Moving on to Omen. Then going in with a dampened brush, I'm going to grab Sage right here, this beautiful metallic green on the inner portion of my lid. Just watch this, ready? Do you see that color? It is beautiful. Obsessed. I'm going back in with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into Coven, which is kind of like this, kind of like matte green blue shade. It's kind of hard to describe. I wasn't super impressed with this color, but you gotta make them even, right? And then going back in with my flat brush, I went into Alchemy, which is this bottom kind of metallic teal shade on the center of the lid, kind of blend the two together. And this one is also gorgeous.
Look at that color.
And then on the bottom lash line, we're doing similar to the top, the yellow, the sage, and then the blue greens. So that is the end look without mascara. I love the way this turned out. It's like a hint of like olivey gold, a little bit of teal, a little bit of kind of like a sage, a little bit of olive. It's kind of, I don't know, it's beautiful and I love it, and I think it looks amazing on my blue-green eyes. Let me add some mascara and I'll show you what it looks like with the eyes all done. Okay guys, so I added a little bit of the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara and the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes Excess Mascara. I've been loving this combination for like really dark, fanned out, lengthened lashes. I think it looks beautiful. I am obsessed with the way that this look came out. I think these palettes are so much fun. If you are a colorful makeup lover, you will love these palettes. They're a little dusty sometimes, but I have no problem blending them together, making the colors bright and vibrant on the eyes. I just think they're so much fun. I don't think that you'll just be disappointed. At least I hope you're not disappointed. I really like these, and I would definitely recommend them to you guys. As mentioned, there's a couple shades that you have to play with. You have to build up. You have to find what works for them. But the majority of these I think are so nice. This is not sponsored. I just am a big fan of these Sephora Pro Palettes. So I hope you guys found this swatch and try on video helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.